So yet another press conference for Eddie Howe today ahead of the trip to Carrow Road tomorrow to face Norwich City in the Premier League. Now, Norwich City very much already relegated in my eyes, but they will still be wanting to perform for the manager and the fans, just to prove to people that they can compete. For us, who knows? It looks like we may make a few changes. The lads were knackered against Palace during the week in that second half, but they kept battling away. So are we going to make a few changes? Let's see what the manager had to say ahead of the game. Hi everybody, I'm Paul, back again with a press conference reaction, and these are coming thick and fast without a shadow of a doubt. A lot of games in a very short space of time for Newcastle United, and Eddie Howe in front of the cameras again this morning, talking about possibly changing things up a little bit, giving the team a bit of a refresh, which for me wouldn't be a bad idea. As like I said in the intro there, the lads were knackered in that second half against Palace. We defended resolutely, didn't concede, stayed strong, but there was a lot of lads cramping up there. Now, does he make a few changes? We'll have to see. But he immediately did say about freshening things up. He says, we may do that. We'll look at it on an individual basis, but we want players that are 100% fit and ready to give their best again physically. We had a big physical effort, so we need to be ready. Now, if you take it from there, then it looks like certainly possibly Joe Willock may start. Maybe even Sean Longstaff in the midfield. Does he give Emil Kraft the rest at right back? Does he bring Manquillo back? Because obviously Emil was cramping up a bit towards the end of the game. Fabian Schär as well. You know, does he bring in Lascelles for this game? Because, you know, Schär picked up a lot of knocks. He really has. And it's not about, you know, bringing players in because they're out of form. It's just, like Eddie says there, freshening things up, which need to be done. You can't just keep playing the same 11 in the same amount of games that we've had. So I do expect him to make a few changes. So at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, I don't think it'll be the same team sheet that we had against Palace. Now, he went on to say about Ryan Fraser, he's had his second scan and there's relatively good news in that there's no massive problem for him, but he's in a race against time to be fit before the end of the season. So, little bit disappointing news for Ryan Fraser. You know, obviously good that it's not a serious injury, but a struggle to be fit for the end of the season because, like a lot of these players, they will want to take part in this fantastic atmosphere around the club at the minute, certainly in the build-up to the end of the season, because a few of them won't be here next season. I think that's, you know, part and parcel of this new build from Newcastle United. We know that some of them aren't going to be here next year. However, there is a lot of them still going to be around, you know, whether they are, you know, just part of the squad or whatever. So for Ryan Fraser, very disappointing given the season he's had, because I think he's had a fantastic season. His work rate was tremendous, both going forward and defensively. And it's a bit of a miss. But, you know, Miggy's come in and you have to say he's taken his opportunity with both hands, hasn't he? So it's a disappointment for Ryan Fraser at the end of the day. Now, on maintaining the right mindset between now and the end of the season, he says, we have a way of playing that has delivered consistent performances. We don't want to let those standards drop and let that feeling go. Not for 1 second will our preparation drop, and our expectations of the players will not drop. So you can tell what he's saying there. He's saying, despite the fact that we're safe now, you know, it doesn't matter. He wants to go on and finish as high as we can in the table. He wants to get as many points as possible. And for me, that's what Eddie Howe's all about. He's not about finishing the season or going off on, you know, players being on the beach early and that kind of thing. He wants 100% effort till the end of the season, and rightly so. And we as fans deserve that, given the performances at the, you know, first part of the season were dreadful. We want to finish as high as we can, and I think, you know, given the challenge of finishing in the top half of the table now, given where we were when Eddie came in, is massive. It's absolutely massive. You know, to finish in the top half would be one monumental achievement achievement. And I think Eddie Howe really, secretly in the back of his mind, he really wants that, which is why he won't let any of the mindsets drop amongst the players. Now, on Almiron's goal, he said it was an incredible finish. I was so pleased for him because he's one of the hardest working players and trainers. It was a great moment for him to share with the supporters. He picked up a yellow card early in the game, but you'll excuse him that. Indeed. And I think Eddie realises that the energy and the passion that Miggy showed when he scored that goal, he took his top off. I think it's a absolute bollocks rule anyway. I really think, hoping that they get rid of that because it's just ridiculous. But for Eddie Howe, he's totally pleased with him. It was a tremendous finish, as we know. He held off the defender, curled it beautifully into the corner, and he had an all-round fantastic game before he was substituted. And we want to see more of that from Miggy. So I think Miggy will play tomorrow because I think, he hasn't played a lot this season. So he'll be fit and raring to go again. And he'll want to build on his goal. That's one thing Miggy will want to do. He'll want to build and build and build and hopefully get a few more goals before the end of the season, which would be absolutely fantastic. Now, on the reverse fixture, he says, at the time it felt like a missed opportunity for us to get our first win. I was disappointed we couldn't hold the lead because the players gave everything. Maybe it was the first sign of things to come in terms of effort and commitment. Now, if we look back to that home game against Norwich, everybody thought, yeah, this is our opportunity. But we went down to 10 men, remember, with the sending off of Kieran Clark. We took the lead with a penalty, but we just couldn't hold out before Pookie got that brilliant equaliser for Norwich, it has to be said. However, they played absolutely brilliantly. The effort was there, down to 10 men. So when we go to Carrow Road tomorrow, I'm pretty much looking for us to really, really go for them. Go for the jugular, score a few goals, get that confidence up, and become an absolute force now in the Premier League, starting from now. Because we need to show that we aren't in the same class as these relegation-threatened teams now. We're way above that. And tomorrow is an opportunity to show that. Get a few goals, get the confidence going, and it'll be absolutely fantastic. Now, with Jamal Lewis finally, the forgotten man really is Jamal, but he said he's had a few operations and recently had another one. We hope this one has fixed his long-term groin problem. It's been frustrating for him because he's not felt 100%. I'd love to see him back in pre-season and show us the player he can be. Now, I don't know what you make of that, but if you look at that and you think, right, okay, where is he going to get in the side next season? Because if we do sign Matt Targett, it's going to be difficult for him to actually have a first-team opportunity because Matt Targett is just fantastic and will be a fantastic signing. So he will be second choice. There is no doubt about that. So it's got to be, we've got to make sure that Jamal Lewis is in the right frame of mind to give it a go next season in the first team. But, at least Eddie's showing him a bit of promise there and saying, look, he'd love to see him back in pre-season, but he's not really confirming that he'll be back in pre-season. So whether or not they're looking to ship Jamal Lewis out or not, I don't know. Whether it be a permanent deal or a loan deal, we don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But all in all, again, a very, very strong press conference from Eddie Howe, just showing that he's not going to sit back and let these players sit on the beach early doors. We want to finish as high as we can, and Eddie's the man to do that. But let me know in the comments down below what you thought of that press conference today. Do you think he's going to make changes? Do join us tonight at 8 p.m. for the match preview. Myself, Billy, Alex and Danielle will be back to talk about the match, potential lineups, see who we might rest, see who we might bring in. So a lot to discuss tonight ahead of the game. And of course, join me at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon for the live commentary of the game. It's going to be a fantastic show, I think. Everybody looks forward to the watch-alongs, me included. So very much looking forward to that. And at 6 p.m. tomorrow night, of course, immediately after the watch-along, there will be a match review with the Fab Four again. So we will see you then. But if you have enjoyed this video, guys, don't forget to give it the thumbs up and tell YouTube that good things are happening on the channel. And also, if you're new and you like what you see, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, which will let you know when we do upload or we go live. Thank you very much for taking part in the comments down below. I look forward to what you have to say, and we'll see you on the preview tonight. Have a good day, guys. Be kind, and see you soon.